Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Final Fantasy Revexes video. Didn't think this was gonna happen, but we have something to talk about here. So the DV drama continues. Basically, this is about DV. So we're gonna read this whole thing here. I may comment on some things in the meantime, but we're gonna go ahead and try to read this whole thing here, and then I want to give you my point of view. There's two paths I've thought of. I sat down and thought about this for a while now, so I just didn't click play and start, reading this, off the top of my head. No, I waited the whole day to think about something to make this video. So this news is to inform users of an incoming balance update. Our team has observed certain strategies that utilize the counter mechanism in conjunction with certain macro tools that activate multiple actions within a singular command that warp the balance of the game. Ranked games modes such as Dark Visions, effectively turning them into competition of who gets more lucky and triggers more counters rather than a competition of skill and strategy as it was intended to be. Macro tools, that's such like a boomer thing to say, macro tools, but that's been used since like almost the beginning of Dark Visions. So they're just saying this now is kind of crazy. So yeah, macros have been used for a long time in Dark Vision, so I'm not sure why they're just bringing this up now. So yeah, we value the creativity of our community and encourage players to use a variety of strategies, in different party compositions. All EX3 units, best leader of that element. That's what they want you to do, right? However, this particular combination makes compositions based on counter abilities the only viable competitive strategy. Not true. And we have come to the conclusion that the current situation harms diversity and ultimately only serves to alienate users who do not have the very specific units, items. I'm going to comment on that. Items, in some cases, macro tools are required to generate the... Okay, that's fair. The last part of the macro tools, okay, fine, that's fair. But that's pretty rich, saying that people who don't have specific units. What about the whales who have all EX3 units and have the leader that is needed for that specific Dark Visions? What about them being? What about those players being alienated from people who have the perfect EX3 team and things like that? This was okay. I'm gonna get into the two paths at the end of this. I really want to get into it, but we gotta finish this up. To address this situation, we're planning on changing certain settings to the following equipment and abilities. All this stuff here. These equipment and abilities have counter mechanisms that previously did not have a limit on how many times you can counter to be activated. They'll be changing to 5 times only in a turn, which hurts a lot of units, actually, more than the one that we've talked about the most in this video. Those playing the game casually will find the change unnoticeable, but it'll prevent a window opportunity of continuous repeat the same battle with counter-based strategies and macros in hopes of triggering naturally and high number of counters. So, macro tools in itself are sometimes used to assist users with disabilities, and we usually do not take direct measures despite their infringement on our terms of service. However, if it continues to the extent of harming the health of the playing environment, having a detrimental effect on other players' playing experience, we may take other more direct measures than moving for a scare tactic. It's just a scare tactic. They have almost no way of detecting if you're using macro tools unless you're using them day in and day out, but they have almost no way of detecting because they're against the term of service, but they've been used since the beginning of Dark Visions and pretty much at the beginning of the game, even with remember TMR farming? That was against TOS pretty much, but everybody did it anyways. So you want to know why they didn't care about TMR farming? Is because people use Lapis to recharge their energy, and that costs money sometimes. So this last part I'm gonna cut off first. So there's a compensation of 500% trust removals and 200% S tier removals, and that's it. That's all the compensation you guys are getting for all the time you spent, all the pulls you spent to get Rikku to EX3, all the time and stuff you spent on energy getting that counter team ready. So there's two paths of thinking about this. By the way, compensation is garbage. There should be way more than that, because there are some people, like I said, some people did spend a lot of time getting Rikku. And on my main account, for example, I put Rikku in my shard dungeon for a long time, and now it's useless. So this hurts a lot of characters that are not only Rikku, but someone like Chao, for example, really loved to counter a long time. You know, counter for many turns. But now you can only do 5 times. So now the morale generation that he's going to be able to get is limited. This is definitely a nerf to Chao as well, for sure. So there's two paths of thought here. And one of them is they're tired of all the drama of Dark Visions and things like that, and people who are cheating. So they're trying to crack down on that, but at the same time, now if you don't have the leader for that, the best leader for that, and you don't have all extra units, now you won't be able to compete with whales anymore. This was the only way that people who are not whales could compete with whales for the first time in the history of the game with this counter strategy. And it was only used for a few Clash of Wills, I believe, right? But still, it was finally a time for the free-to-play players and people who didn't have a whole lot could finally try to compete in Dark Visions for the rank 1, or at least, you know, get a pretty good rank. And now that this is being taken away, Dark Visions is basically only going to be for whales, and that's it. Because if you don't have the best leader, you don't have all the extra units, you're not going to get the best damage on the final boss. So this is a big, you know, slap in the face to them, to those kind of players. So those are the two paths. On one side, they're trying to stop the cheating. There's gonna be more cheating in some other aspect, I'm sure, but this is just one avenue. But this hurts a lot of people that spent a lot of time investing in Best Girl Rikku to get, you know, rank 1, or at least, you know, high ranking, and now you can't. So in the end, this is a terrible idea, because this hurts a lot of other units besides Rikku. This is like unintentional nerfs to other characters that require encounters, like Chao. Chao still will be good, but not as good anymore, because now you won't be able to generate as much morale as they used to. Although I don't know if anyone's really using him anymore anyways, really. I mean, the past few, you really haven't been able to use him now that well, because he just dies. I know firsthand that he dies really quickly now. His stats are not as high, but still he was good. And so I think overall this is not a good change for people who, like I said, for people who finally wanted to compete with the whales with their, you know, ad hoc team, pretty much, in essence, and now they can't. So if you don't have thousands and thousands of lapis to pull for the newest leader, or the best unit damage dealer for that Dark Visions, you're not going to be able to compete. So I just don't think this is a good idea. I think this is going to actually unironically alienate more people to quit the game, because now they can't play the game well, and they won't even get a very good rank at all. So I don't even know if Dark Vision Abyss is even going to come to Global, and if it does, I wouldn't even bother with it, because Global is a much bigger player base than JP. So I did get into the Dark Vision Abyss on JP. If it comes to Global, I don't think a lot of people are going to be able to get in, because first of all, to get into Dark Vision Abyss, you need to get a pretty good ranking on the normal Dark Visions that comes out that 1 month, and then you finally get in to Dark Vision Abyss, and now you need to get a good score to get the unit. So I think it should have happened already, though. I think Dark Vision Abyss should have already happened, so maybe it won't come to Global, which is probably a better thing anyways, because it's going to cause a lot of drama. Anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Which side are you on? Do you want this so that there'll be less cheating involved, or are you the one that spent months trying to get Rikku to EX3 and now it was a waste of time? You could have had someone else in there instead. So I want to know all your guys' feedback. I'm on your guys' side. I'm on the side for the people who spent a lot of time trying to get their, you know, free-to-play team or whatever, try to compete with the whales. I'm on that side. The cheating thing, it's not gonna happen every Dark Visions. It was only for that one particular one, and they fixed it. So the only other way of cheating is the Esper thing, which will always happen. The Esper thing will always happen. They can't fix that. So, anyways, I think that's about it for this video. My voice is dying already, so my allergies are insane, and I'm gonna get out of here. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.